Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to mix some brine up so we can brine our chicken. So we're going to do some southern fried chicken, and we're going to brine it in some buttermilk first. So I have 2 cups of buttermilk here. I have 2 tablespoons of smoked sea salt. I have a tablespoon of kosher salt. And there's a tablespoon of coarse black pepper in here as well. No, it's a teaspoon of coarse black pepper in here as well. In addition to that, we have some diced onions here that we're going to use. We have some chopped diced garlic, 3 cloves of diced garlic. We have about 1.5 tablespoons of chopped ginger, fresh ginger. We have about 2 tablespoons of jalapenos, add a little spice to it, get a little kick in there. We have a teaspoon of smoked paprika. Get that paprika in there. That gives it some nice flavor. I like paprika. And we have 2 tablespoons of sugar, and we have 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. Now I'm not sure how well you can see that, but some people use apple cider vinegar, maybe just regular vinegar. It's up to you. I use the red wine vinegar. You can use white wine as well. And we have a collection of fresh herbs here. We have some thyme, which they were in long sprigs. I cut them in half. And we have a sprig of rosemary, which I also cut in half. So now the thing is, why do we brine our chicken or our meats? Is to have them withhold or contain the moisture within the meat after we cook them. When you cook your meat, the meat fibers shrink and the moisture inside of the meat is squeezed out of the meat. So when we add our brine, we have those fibers, the meat fibers, not shrink as much during the cooking phase. So it gives us a much juicier product. So what I have here now is I have a bowl that we're going to put our brine in, and then we're going to get our chicken together to add to this brine, and we're going to let it sit for a minimum of 4 hours, maybe a little bit longer. Okay, so we have added all of the ingredients to the bowl along with the buttermilk. I gave it a quick whisk here. The only thing I haven't added yet is the fresh herbs, the thyme and the rosemary. So now we're going to get our chicken together and we're going to add it to this brine. Okay, everyone, we have our chicken. I went to the grocer and I wanted to buy some chicken wings, but they were like $5.40 a pound. So I ended up buying a whole chicken. I did look at the chicken breast, which I thought was a little expensive as well. So I got a whole chicken, I butchered the chicken, and I ended up with what God gave us, 2 wings and 2 breasts. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take the wings and we're just going to add them to our brine mixture right here. Add those to our brine mixture. Now with the chicken breast, what I want to do is I want to have chicken tenders or strips. So I'm going to cut these breasts here into about 4 pieces each. And then we're going to add these to the brine as well. And we may have a chicken nugget or 2 in there as well. Let's cut this piece here off. Add that to the brine. Okay, so now chicken is in the brine. What we're going to do is we're going to remove this out of the way. And as you can see, we have our chicken in the brine. Now, I like to cover the chicken well with the brine. So you want to make sure it's covered well. So now that our chicken is in the brine and it's soaking here, we got it covered well in the brine. I'm going to add these fresh herbs here. Now we have the thyme, the rosemary, some more thyme, some rosemary leaves there. And I just like to incorporate everything, get the flavors in there. You know, we love flavor down here in the Carolinas. So we're just going to let this brine, like I said, for a minimum of 4 hours. And then we're going to get our breading mix together. We're going to get our hot oil together. And we're going to cook us up some fried chicken. So stay tuned. We'll be back. Welcome back, everyone. I have removed 3 pieces of the chicken from the brine. So we have 3 pieces of chicken here. And we're going to get that in the breading mix so we can start frying it. So what I have here for the breading mix, I have 1 cup of flour. I have 1 cup of flour here in this container. And then I have a 1/4 cup of cornmeal. Add a little crunch to the batter. And then we have 2 tablespoons of cornstarch right here for crispiness. And we have 1/2 teaspoon of salt, garlic powder, and some black pepper. So we're gonna mix these ingredients together in the bowl here, and then we'll be ready to batter up our chicken. Put that cornstarch in, cornmeal, seasoning, and we're just gonna stir this up nice and good. Make sure everything is well incorporated here. There we go. Okay. All right, so now that we got that incorporated well, our next step is to bread the chicken with our breading we have here. Okay, so now we're gonna bread up our chicken. We have our breading here and we have our chicken. So what we're gonna do is paste this in the breading mixture here, like so, and get it nice and coated. We'll get it coated really good. Kind of squeeze some of that breading mixture into the chicken, just like that. And then we're gonna lay it on our tray over here. And take our second piece, get that in there nice and good. Put it up well, squeeze it in there just a little bit. And we have our second piece here. And then what I have here is a chicken wing. I decided to do one of the wings. And I'm gonna get that wing nice and breaded here. Squeeze some of that flour in there. And now we have our chicken wings. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our oil ready. Then we're going to start frying up this chicken. So once we get it fried up and ready to go, I'm going to slice it open and show you how juicy it looks. Okay, everyone, our oil is hot. And we're going to place our chicken in the pan here. There we go. So now we got this nice buttermilk brine on the chicken. It's going to make it nice and juicy once we take it out of the pan and get it cooked here. So we're going to let this chicken cook for about 7-8 minutes until it's nice and golden brown. I gotta watch the wing because sometimes the wings take a little bit longer to cook. You don't want to bite into the wing and see any blood near the bone. So we're gonna let this cook, and then we'll be back. All right, we've been frying now for 3 minutes. We're going to turn this over. So we're getting some nice golden brown color there. Oh yes, that looks good. Looks real good. So we're going to let this go for another 3 minutes on this side, and then we'll see if we're ready to take it out of the pan. All right, our chicken is finished frying. It's nice and golden brown here. So we're going to remove it from the pan. And we're going to let it sit and drain some of this oil off. And then we'll be back. It looks nice. It looks good. Okay, so our buttermilk brine chicken has finished cooking, and what we're going to do here, as you can see, it looks nice and golden brown. We're going to take one of these pieces here and put it on this cutting board, and we're going to cut it open and see what we have here. Yeah, so as you can see, that chicken is nice and juicy. Have some real juicy chicken here. Okay, folks, I don't know if you can see this here. Chicken is nice and juicy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to taste a piece. I'm curious to see if that jalapeno added as much kick as I thought it would. Tastes great. Tastes great. So I hope you enjoyed my recipe. Continue to watch my videos. We have plenty more recipes coming up. Thank you. Have a good day.